was allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right, I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyonce. See, I'm not a reader. Like, this is not necessarily a book that I would read.
Period. Jay and I come from nothing together. My cousin Clark Kent, we're gonna be all the way real. Everybody must say this, but Clark Kent is the reason why we are all on, and that is my blood cousin. So,
Foxy Brown, how you feel about the news that broke that, you know, she might testify against Keefe D?
Well, I knew Foxy was out there with Zip now. And the story that I heard is that when Keefe D and them saw Tupac and them, they told Zip and them they was gonna go holler at those dudes. Zip and them went one way, and Keefe D and them went the other way.
You know, I was asking you over there, what does it feel like to be this successful and this famous? You're 19 years old. What would that be like?
Thank you. It's a blessing from God, that's all I say. It's a blessing. I just happen to be fortunate and, you know, and talented, yeah. And I just have to use it, but thank you. And use it to my best of my ability, thank you. So,
now hold up, wait a minute. Did Jay-Z use Foxy Brown when she was just a teen? Yeah, you heard me. Foxy Brown is finally speaking out, and that's what everybody else is saying about her relationship. Foxy Brown is finally speaking out, and what she's saying about her relationship with Jay-Z is shocking. From being silenced to feeling exploited, Foxy's ready to tell the world what really went down, and trust me, you won't believe the details, but let's dive deep into the explosive truth that Jay-Z never wanted you to know. Now, Foxy Brown was just 15 years old when she broke out in the rap scene. By 16, she was already working with some of the biggest names in hip-hop, enter Jay-Z. Now, at the time, Jay was on the rise with his debut album, Reasonable Doubt. He was already making money moves in the industry, and we're talking 1995. Foxy was young, hungry, and incredibly talented.
Jay is phenomenal. What the hell am I gonna see in this record that's gonna just destroy him? So he was like, okay, why don't we just talk about real life? And I was like, give me 20 minutes. He was like, what? I was like, give me 20 minutes. He was like, it's so arrogant. I was like, lock me in a room, give me 20 minutes. But wait, give me a Sprite and a piece of pie, and I'll go in the next room.
But here's where things get interesting, because in 1995, Jay-Z noticed Foxy and decided to feature her on his track, Ain't No Ninja. Now remember, Foxy was just 16 and was rapping about relationships, money, and some X-rated themes. Now for someone her age, that's pretty bold, don't you think? But anyways, after that track, Foxy's star was on the rise, and Jay-Z continued to support her career. They did more collaborations together, and Foxy quickly became a prominent figure in the rap game. But here's where the questions start to pop up. Was their relationship strictly professional, or was there something else going on behind the scenes?
Thank you. And use it to my best of my ability, thank you.
So it is 16 years old is when you started?
Started at 16. 15 turning 16, yeah.
Wow, so it only took you a couple of years.
Yeah.
I was reading in this Vibe, which I love this magazine. That's an awesome, what's the matter, you don't like that?
No, I like it. It's very controversial, but I like it.
Why is it controversial?
I mean, because I'm doing something that rappers have never done before.
And what is that?
And that's like
being
girl? Exactly. Because the stereotypical thing to do being a rapper is to dress down and be hard. And, you know, I wanted to get my message across that you can be a lady, you can be sexy, you can throw in a bikini, you can throw in a sweatsuit and still be fly and not have to, you know, be dressed as a guy to be recognized.
Now fast forward a few years, Jay-Z's career was blowing up and people are starting to look at him differently, especially when it comes to his relationships with women. There were whispers about his relationships with some of the younger women he was around. People started questioning if Jay-Z was more than just a mentor to Foxy. Was he getting involved with her in a more personal way?
Point of view though, it's just that our point of view is so strong that it can't be ignored, you know what I mean? It's like an ordinary point of view, it's like very controversial, you know, you gotta speak about it. Yeah, it is. Foxy, she's a baby, she listens to me. She's tough, you know, she's just strong, she's a brat, she listens to me,
But now let's remember that at the time, Foxy was still a teenager. Jay-Z was already in his late 20s and the power dynamic between them was undeniable. But look, I'm not gonna say that anything went down for sure, but the rumors were definitely there. But to make things worse, in 2001, Jay-Z's rival Nas dropped the infamous diss track Ether, and in it, he threw some serious shade at Jay. He rapped, "Foxy got you hot cause you kept your face in a box." Y'all, Nas went for the jugular. And that line was a huge clue that something might be going on, but the question is, what exactly?
This was allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right, I'll say alleged, but we know.
Couldn't just sit down and mope and feel sorry for myself. I had to get up, like I always say. So what's wrong? He was like, nah, boo, you just still looking like yourself. Like, ain't nothing changed. You ain't fucked up. You ain't looking creepy. Like, you still looking like Fox. Like, tried to really get me. They tried to really get me in jail, and I had to fight and fight and fight.
But that's not all, because in 2010, Foxy herself dropped a track called Let 'Em Know. And in it, she confirmed a lot of people's suspicions. She rapped, "They said I F with Nas, and now they say it's AZ, but on the low, the real ninja was Jay-Z." Y'all, that line had everybody talking. Now, Foxy didn't say it outright, but we all knew exactly who she was talking about. But now the question becomes, was there more to their relationship than just music? And if so, how deep did it really go? Okay, so that's where things got messy, but recently, Jay-Z has been hit with some serious allegations. In 2024, a lawsuit was filed that accused Jay-Z of being a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. Yes, you heard me, 13 years old. The lawsuit claims that Jay-Z forced himself into the girl after the MTV Video Music Awards, and Jay-Z has denied it, of course.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?"
But here's where it ties back to Foxy Brown. This lawsuit has got everybody questioning Jay-Z's relationships with these young women, and that includes Foxy. If Jay-Z was involved in something as serious as this, then what does this say about his relationship with Foxy when she was just a teenager? Was Foxy just another girl caught in Jay-Z's web, or was she manipulated by someone with so much power in the industry? And to make matters worse, this lawsuit isn't just about one incident. It's making people re-examine the whole timeline of Jay-Z's relationships with these women, especially when it comes to his history of being involved with younger ladies. And trust me, this isn't the first time people have questioned this behavior. To make matters even more intense, a 31-year-old man named Rymir Satterthwaite has come forward, and his story only deepens the drama. Rymir has been fighting for years to prove that Jay-Z is his biological father. His late mother, Wanda, also claimed that she became pregnant with him when she was just 16 years old after a brief encounter with Jay-Z.
I don't know how he feeling. Like I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling at this time. You just can think that this person knows and thinking about it and stuff like that. I really don't know. So my mom did tell me she went in there and filed a paternity test, and it just basically I could say it was a whole lot of running around with that case. It was a whole lot of things that wasn't, what can I say?
It is both heartbreaking and frustrating to see Mr. Carter respond to allegations with such deflection and attacks, Rymir told Daily Mail. Now let that sink in for a bit. Here's a man who spent his life trying to figure out who he is, and only to see Jay-Z deflecting and avoiding responsibility. Now for Rymir, this isn't just about money, fame, or drama. He just wants the truth. He's not the only one questioning Jay-Z's past anymore. Now this is the emotional part, because Rymir has been fighting his battle for over a decade. According to Wanda, she had a brief relationship with Jay-Z in 1992 when she was just 16 and he was 22. Now at that time, she was also in an on-again and off-again relationship with Robert Graves, but Wanda always insisted that Jay-Z was Rymir's father. She even tried to get a paternity test while she was still alive, but guess what? Jay-Z never agreed to take the test, and the process got stalled at every turn.
Like that, I really want to know. So my mom did tell me she went in there and filed a paternity test, And it just, basically I can say it was a whole lot of running around with that case. It was a whole lot of things that wasn't, what can I say, we didn't have enough information to push the case. That's what I basically can say. We didn't have enough information to keep the case going. So it was a big case to me because, you know, I really wanted to find out who my father was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it, I really thought it was going to go different than.
Now, Rymir's frustration is clear. Despite all his efforts, he's still stuck in a limbo with no answers. And to make matters worse, his mother passed away before she could see any closure on this matter. Now Rymir's pushing for answers, and the more he digs, the more things seem to unravel in Jay-Z's past. This story is about far more than just an alleged relationship with Foxy. It's a man looking for truth in a world full of deflections. Now, as if this tension couldn't get any thicker, let's talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce. But when you really look at the timeline of their relationship, things start to look a little questionable. Publicly, we all know they got together when Beyonce was 19, and they made their debut as a couple at an Armani exhibition. But hold up, wait a minute, the story might be a bit more complicated than that.
I got a bunch of comments on that video saying that Beyonce was underage when her and Jay-Z started dating. They have a 12-year age gap, and in an interview, Beyonce said that they met when she was 18, but didn't start dating till a year and a half later when she was 19. But Jay-Z did an interview with Charlie Rose saying they met 10 years ago, which would have been 1997, which would have made her underage.
According to the photos and reports, they first met way earlier, in late 1997 when Beyonce was only 16 and Jay-Z was already 28. But there's no solid proof of anything inappropriate happening during this time. But come on, y'all, doesn't it make you pause for a second? The math just doesn't add up in the way we'd expect, and people, well, they've definitely raised their eyebrows about it. With all these connections to younger women in the past, it's no wonder people are looking at Jay-Z through a very different lens right now. But let's talk about Foxy Brown's response to all this. After years of keeping quiet, Foxy has finally spoken out, and let me tell you, she did not hold back. Foxy took to Instagram to deny the rumors about her signing an NDA with Jay-Z. In fact, she posted a message saying, "Ain't a MFer alive that could stop my story. NDA on my ish gon' run 100 mil. But to make things even more intense, Foxy posted some cryptic message after the lawsuit news broke. One post showed a black screen with the word "wait" and an embarrassed looking emoji. It seemed like Foxy was waiting for the truth to come out. Other people think it was her way of distancing herself from the drama. But whatever her reasoning, it's clear that Foxy is feeling some type of way about all this. Now, this isn't the first time, though, that Foxy Brown's been forced to defend herself from crazy rumors, because back in 2013, she was pissed when gossip blog media Takeout.com spread a wild story about her that she says was completely false. According to the rumor, Foxy attended a baby shower and allegedly blasted Jay-Z for his supposed bedroom preferences, claiming he'd been with transsexuals and gave her an STD. And Foxy hit back hard, calling it the most disgusting and disrespectful allegations that she had ever encountered. She was so enraged that she even contacted TMZ to set the record straight, threatening to take legal action. In her own words, she said, "The atrociousness of this story is sticking me to my stomach, and everyone involved will be contacted by my attorney." But let me tell y'all, Foxy wasn't just playing. She made it clear that this fictitious story had been crafted with malicious intent, and she was not about to let anyone tarnish her name like that. But the plot thickened. When you consider the one person who allegedly went to school with Foxy jumped into the conversation on Lipstick Alley, LSA. This person revealed some wild details, saying that Jay-Z used to pick her up from school when they were legit friends. In fact, this source claimed that Foxy went to several schools, including John Dewey, BCA, and even Westinghouse night classes. The person even added that Biggie used to pick her up too. But Jay-Z was always regular, making it clear that everyone knew Foxy and Jay-Z were an item. But don't get it twisted, Foxy's always been outspoken and she's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with anybody. But her silence on certain things make you wonder if there's more that she's not saying, at least not yet. Now, if you thought the drama surrounding Foxy Brown, Jay-Z, and their rumored relationship couldn't get any more complicated, well, think again, because even Nick Cannon tried to dig deeper into the situation during an episode of his YouTube show, Cannon Class. Nick brought up a range of topics, as he always does, but things took a more intense turn when he steered the conversation towards Foxy Brown and her relationship with Jay-Z. Now, what's interesting here is that Dame Dash, who was close with Jay-Z during their Rockefeller days, didn't exactly jump to answer Nick's questions. When Nick asked about Foxy's age when she signed her record deal, Dame quickly deflected, brushing it off as something to ask Jay-Z. He claimed he wasn't all that involved in Foxy's career, but it's hard to believe that, considering close-knit relationships within their inner circle.
Can I ask just one question? Totally separate, but semi-related. And it just goes back early on. At what age was Foxy Brown signed?
I wasn't paying attention to Foxy Brown.
Yeah, but that's...
I didn't sign Foxy Brown.
I know
Stop
you didn't.
putting
I'm
me
just
in
asking a
you
question.
keep asking because I'm on the block. I'm responsible for everybody. I don't know
You the
nothing about
boss.
that. I wasn't. Oh, now I'm the boss.
I've always given you the credit as a
What I'm
boss.
saying is, bro, I didn't sign Foxy Brown.
I'm just asking.
What do I got to do with Foxy Brown?
That's why I said it's a whole separate related question,
Well,
Dave.
what do I have to do with Foxy Brown?
Because the first time I ever heard
On
of
a
Foxy
single, so now
Brown,
Dame got something to do with it?
I
Don't beat around the bush. Say what you want
I'm
to say.
just
What do you
asking.
mean by that question?
I was just asking.
What are you insinuating?
I'm
when
not
you ask me
insinuating.
about
I just
Foxy
asked the
Brown?
question.
But investigator Cannon didn't let Dame off that easily. He followed up by suggesting that Jay-Z and Foxy might have been involved when she was just 16 years old. Now, Nick Cannon was very careful with his words, but he definitely seemed to be hinting at something more than just a mentor-mentee relationship. He threw out the idea that in the music industry, things aren't always what they seem, especially when it comes to young artists. And let's be real a second, for a millisecond, he didn't exactly make it sound like he was talking about their professional relationship. But instead of denying anything, Damon just pushed the question right back to Jay-Z. He didn't say anything that would confirm or deny Nick's insinuations, but the fact that he didn't shut it down speaks volumes. It's almost like he's leaving room for interpretation, or more likely, just not wanting to get involved in a conversation that could bring a ton of heat.
I just wanted to know.
Hey, Kenyatta,
I'm just asking.
Why you bring that up? What happened with Foxy Brown? I don't know.
You ain't.
Who are you saying?
I'm not. I'm asking a question. I'm just asking a question.
All right, you bringing up something, but it ain't to me.
I'm just asking a question.
I don't know. My name is Cousin Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Oh, now you ain't in it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You was. I'm just saying.
I promise you,
I thought Foxy was like 16. That's all I'm saying.
What that? Did I sign her? It sounds like you.
All I'm saying is
like
in this industry, when we live in these glass houses.
It seems like you got a question for Jay. Ask him. Don't ask me his question, bro. I'm not taking it.
I'm not just. Okay.
Y'all can keep asking me questions.
We're moving on.
Y'all keep asking me questions y'all want to ask him, because he ain't here. Ask him. I ain't got to do with that, and I don't even know nothing about that. And now I don't even want to remember nothing about that.
You don't want to remember.
I didn't even think about Foxy Brown. I'm like, why you asking me about Foxy Brown? You playing.
I was asking. You my man.
I know not with me. But you playing. I know how you do. You playing.
You my man.
But I know you're not playing with me.
But what makes this whole situation even juicier is how much this moment connects with everything we already know or suspect about Jay-Z's relationships with younger women. In this instance, it's all about Foxy, but we can't ignore the larger pattern. So what does all this mean for Jay-Z? We're talking about a man who's built a legacy of success, influence, and power, but now with these lawsuits and accusations resurfacing, people are starting to look at him in a whole new light. Sure, Jay-Z's been able to keep his image intact for years, but with all these allegations coming out, can he keep playing the perfect husband to Beyonce in the hip-hop mogul role? This is where it gets tricky. The accusations around Jay-Z and underage girls aren't new, but they've never been this public before. And the thing is, Jay-Z has always been surrounded by whispers, especially about his past with young women. But now that we're seeing legal action and real speaking up, it's hard to ignore anymore. And guess what? The allegations surrounding Foxy might just be the tip of the iceberg. But what happens next? Will Foxy decide to reveal more about her relationship with Mr. Jay-Z? And how will Jay-Z's reputation hold up against these new accusations? Well, we don't have all the answers yet, but one thing's for sure and two things for certain. People are paying attention now, more than ever. But what do y'all think about this? Is Jay-Z guilty of using his power over young women, including Foxy? Or is this all just a bunch of rumors being blown out of proportion? But one thing's for sure, Foxy's been mighty quiet for a while, but looks like she's ready to speak up and make things clear that she won't let anyone rewrite her story. It's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe Foxy, or do you think this is just a part of some mess that comes with fame? Don't forget to leave a like and smash that subscribe button. Also, check out the next video. It's definitely going to be mind-blowing, and you do not want to miss it.